Hello friends, I'm Amelia and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm now back in Bloxburg to show you a full guide on this year's elf hunt, like where the elves are located and what items do they want. I've completed this year's elf hunt activity and hopefully get to do the same with this video as your guide. Alright, let's start! The very first thing you need to do is to talk to the elder elf. Here's the elder elf sitting on the floor of the photo op. What this elf wants is a regular chocolate chip cookie. I have some stocked up in the fridge, so I do need to bake some. If not, don't worry, you can bake them. It can take up about a few minutes. Go back to the photo op and give the cookie to the elf. You're greeted with this pop-up to find all 16 elves for them to reunite here to take a pic with Santa. So now we'll start with the first elf. This elf is located at Tom's tree lot and is seated on this tree on top of a table. Just like the elder elf, this first elf also wants a chocolate chip cookie. The first thing you need to do is to grab one from your fridge. Again, if you don't have them stocked, you can bake them. Go back to the tree lot and give the cookie to the elf. And here's the elf enjoying the cookie right here, which is so cute. For the next elf, you're gonna have to take a road trip all the way to the Bloxy Acre side. This is the elf right here. And this one also wants a cookie, except it's not a chocolate chip cookie, but rather a holiday cookie. Just grab one from the fridge. Again, if you don't have them stocked, you can bake some. Go back to the Bloxy Acres sign and give it to the elf. And instead of a cash reward, you'll receive a ticket reward. Here's the second elf eating the holiday cookie right here. Now on to the third elf. This one is located somewhere around the ice rink. You're gonna have to do some walking around the ice rink to find the right wreath where the elf is hiding. Here's the elf in this wreath right here. What this elf wants is not a cookie, but rather a special boba tea flavor. First thing you need to do is to go back to the town, walk up to this boba stand, and buy the peppermint boba tea. By the way, this is one of the new items from this update. Go back to the ice rink and give it to the elf. Now I struggled giving this elf the boba, that I had to open the interactive tooltip to complete. That is elf number 3 done, and here's the elf enjoying the new boba tea flavor. Next, you might want to go to that river tunnel over there, because that is where the 4th elf is hidden. This is the first elf hidden upside down right here. This elf wants to have a can of beans as a gift, so grab some in your fridge or buy in the supermarket if you don't have them stocked. Go back to the tunnel and give it to the elf, and that is the 4th elf found. For the 5th elf, take a trip to the beach and behind Ben's ice cream. This is the first mischievous elf in the elf hunt, and giving this elf the wrong item can make you teleport somewhere around the map. In order for the elf to not teleport you, first you go up to this sled stall and buy peppermint hot chocolate. You can also buy this item at Tom's tree lot. Go back down and back to the beach and give the elf the peppermint hot chocolate. And that's it, you're done. And here's the elf enjoying the hot chocolate by the beach. For this next elf, same thing as the previous one, go to the same sled stall to buy the candy cane. Again, you can also buy this at Tom's tree lot. Go back down because the next elf's location is on top of the riverside tunnel over there. To go up to the tunnel, you're gonna have to climb the mountain. It is a struggle to go up with a car, so I do not advise doing this, but rather use a skateboard or motorcycle. This is because there are trees around here, and you're definitely gonna risk your car getting stuck. If your vehicle is stuck, don't worry, just walk all the way to the riverside tunnel, drop down here, and give the elf the candy cane. And yeah, that's it. That is the 6th elf found. Now for the 7th elf. I'm already at my plot right after the previous one, so I can grab a holiday tree brownie. Then we proceed to the lovely lumbers where the next elf is. This elf is hidden between the lovely lumbers wall and some stack of wood. Give the elf the brownie, and that is it for elf number 7. Now on to the 8th elf. You might want to go back to the beach again because this elf is located inside one of the changing rooms near the fishing hut. This is the second mischievous elf of the elf hunt, and giving this elf the wrong item can turn you into a baby. See? Look at that. It looks like I'm having a chat with the elf. Now for this one, you don't need to go back to your plot or any food stalls because you can get this item in your backpack. What this elf wants is a wrapping paper, so buy it if you don't have it in your backpack and give it to the elf. The elf is happy, and even happier to make a mess with the item. Yeah, well, that's fun. Okay, moving on. Now on to the 9th elf. But before I find this next one, I decided to take a break from the elf hunt by doing winter activities. This is the Frosty Friends minigame where you can give clothing to all people around here. As you can see, it is a really fun gift-giving minigame. By the way, playing the winter activities can give you tickets, and as well as trophies after reaching a certain amount of tickets. For example, a silver trophy for earning 10,000 tickets. Okay, back to the elf hunt. For this next one, you can go back to your plot and grab string cheese from the quick meals section. go back to the Bloxburg town and drive all the way to the supermarket. You don't have to go inside the building, just go to the right side edge to find the next elf as you can see right here. Give the elf the string cheese and that's it for the 9th elf. Now for the 10th elf. You're gonna have to take a road trip all the way to the campsite to find this elf. Park your vehicle right here so it doesn't get towed away. Walk inside the campsite behind this bright pink tent and you'll find the 3rd mischievous elf of the activity. Once again, giving one of these elves the wrong gift has its consequences. And giving this elf a unicorn plushie can have a snow effect onto your screen. In order to not have another snow effect, buy this small Christmas present, grab it from your backpack and give it to the elf. And yeah, that's it. That is the 10th elf found. Now on to the 11th elf. You're gonna have to go back to the beach again and swim underneath the pier to find the elf hiding upside down. Once again, you don't need to go to any stall or back to your plot for this one because you can get the item the elf wants from your backpack. Buy the inner tube sled from your backpack, take it out and give it to the elf. And that's it. That is the 11th elf found. Now proceeding to elf number 12. This elf wants to have a mince pie and since I don't have them stocked up in my fridge, I'll be making some. Look at that. All that mince pie is baking in the oven. Once they're done baking, place them down and grab one pie from the plate. Next thing you need to do is to proceed to the observatory, park your vehicle, and go around the observatory building to find the elf. This elf is located at this part of the observatory building as you can see. Give the elf the mince pie and that's it. That is the 12th elf found. Next is elf number 13. This elf is located around the Bloxburg town. Inside the Bloxburg town hall to be exact. Go straight to these glass doors below the stairs and to the left plant block. And that's it, you found another mischievous elf. So giving this elf the wrong item, such as this regular hot chocolate, can turn you into a Santa plushie. Hi elf, is Santa behind you by the way? So in order for you to not turn into a Santa plushie, go to this stall and buy a gingerbread latte. Go back to the town hall and give the latte to the elf. That's it for the 13th elf. Now for the 14th elf. You're gonna have to take another round of road trip on the highway all the way to the gas blocks. This elf is not located between the fridges or hidden outside the station, but rather inside a cashier worker's pocket. Sir, I think there's an elf in your pocket? So yeah, you're gonna have to go behind the counter to find the elf inside the pocket. This is another mischievous elf, so to find what tricks does this elf has, buy an item like this apple right here and give it to the elf. See that? That's the elf's trick to you. You just faint and go back to your plot. So to not go through the trouble of going all the way here again, grab a bag of money from your backpack and give it to the elf. Well, that elf is just like me for real. I also want money. Okay, next. Now for the second to the last elf, you're gonna need to have a festive fudge on hand before you head to the next location. Take one from your fridge or you can make some if you don't have any. Next, you're gonna have to go up to the highway and go near this tunnel. This is going to be a struggle to give something to the elf because every time you go through here, this pops up. By the way, this is the 15th elf hidden inside this tunnel. Give the elf the festive fudge and you're good to go. Now on to the last elf. This very last elf is located at the end tunnel leading to the observatory. First thing you need to do is to go through this tunnel on the riverside, and once you reach near the observatory, go to this corner and you'll find the last elf. Just like the elder elf and the first one, this last elf also wants a regular chocolate chip cookie. This is my last one and I think this elf truly deserves it. Go through the tunnel once again and all the way to this corner and proceed to give the cookie to the last elf. And that's it. That is the elf hunt done. Here's the last elf sitting on top of a reindeer decor, finally reuniting with 15 other elves. Here is my completed elf hunt activity checklist. The sign beside it says that the elf hunt has officially ended for me. Here are all my elf hunt trophies over the past 5 years. Because I was on time in finding all the elves. But this time, I was late for 13 elves. Hopefully, I'll get to find all of them on time next year. That is it for this elf hunt activity. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Links to all my social media accounts are in the description, so go ahead and follow them. That's about it, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a holly jolly Christmas, friends! Bye!